good televised ass whooping. I have a real problem in Chico, and I'm saying this to these police out there in Chico that enforce traffic safety, because they've got a special unit. Listen, if I was doing that job, I would bust every single bicyclist that did not have a headlight and a tail light. Do you understand? What is wrong with people? I mean, how many people? Yeah, they're flagrantly violating this rule of the road, this law that's going to keep them safe, even pedestrians. I see homeless people pushing their carts down the middle of the street. You think that they don't need lights on them? You know how many close calls I've had in being ultra vigilant, more and more the older I get, because my odds keep going up, and being careful more and more of not to hit anybody on a bike or a pedestrian. How hard it is, man. Make sure everybody out there at night is lit up. Make a law. I would be for a law that made pedestrians carry lights. Yes. How hard is it? Put something over your head, man, with a light in front and a light in back. Okay? Please. For God's sake, I mean, it's not just for the public safety, but I don't want to live with that. I don't care if I'm not at fault at all, or anybody else. I don't want this to happen to my kids out there that are driving. I don't want it to happen to your kids or anybody else, man. It's a big deal to me, man. I'm into public safety, and we need to start getting lights on these bicycles. Okay, I think the next time I'm on my own as an individual, I'm just going to go and I'm going to go buy some lights. Okay, I'm going to go buy some. They're cheap. Okay, it's easy to buy, cheap to buy lights, and start giving them out. Okay, it's been an investment in saving lives. Somebody's got to do something. Damn it. Okay, we need to provide free lights for pedestrians and bicyclists that insist on riding and walking at night. Okay, that's what I believe. Or at least give them tickets and make them do it, compel them, mandate by law that they do it. It's already the law. You can't ride a bike without lights. Come on, man. That's totally unreasonable. Make them get lights. When you see them, all these cops are seeing these same people as me. They drive down the same roads. Come on, and it's got to be. I'm not picking on the Chico police. I'm sure it's happening all over. I don't know what the motivation for that is. Or what are you, intimidated because they're going to get in my face? I've had some irate bicyclists and pedestrians that tell me where to go, and and all this and that. Hey, look, you know what? Do it, man. You're saving lives if you do it. If you don't do it, conversely, you're killing lives by not enforcing the law. And make a new law. I mean, for pedestrian safety. Yeah. They're walking on the streets? Absolutely. If you're going to walk on the streets, if it's not a sidewalk, at least that. If you don't have a sidewalk on your street and you're walking in the street in any way, okay, then they should be lit. Okay, I feel very strongly about that. My only issues are not economic. That is a pet peeve of mine, to be sure. Locally, the city council reenacted an anti-sit lie law, even though they're going against they're going full-blown unconstitutional with that. I don't know, that's got to end badly for them. They're saying that accidents are up 6% in states that legalize pot. For years they were saying that the pot people that were on pot were driving more carefully, slower, and now all of a sudden they say, oh well, we pick and chose the statistics from states we chose to. And Eric, you understand this was very selective. What they're trying to do is get people to understand that, hey, we got to make more money. We got there's money in DUIs, and if people are going to stop drinking, we got to subsidize this income we were getting. So now we got to start busting people for pot and call it a DUI. But there's never been any tests. Who hasn't seen the tests where they take the high school kids and they get them drunk and they show them how, look, they put them on an obstacle course and they show them, look, if you are drinking and driving, you're compromised, you're impaired, and you see by you knocking over these cones. They prove it. Now they need to do the same thing with people on pot. Is that hard to do? No, it's not hard to do. So prove it. Prove what you're saying. And you're able to if it's true. So just prove that people don't drive as good when they're on pot. That's all I'm asking. And one last thing that I have as a talking point is Does anyone else object to this lottery system? Bug the hell out of you when you hear these figures. I mean, somebody's gonna win like $1 billion now in the lottery, and the majority, I think it is going to these executives that run the lottery. How is that fair? When the only reason we allowed them to start this thing is that the schools were supposed to be rolling in dough if we allowed this. What the hell's going on with us, man? What is wrong? We accept all this crap. I hate it. And have you ever asked why they don't let, look, how many, 100 people, if you split $1 billion with 100 people, how much is that going to be? That's 100 million each? Right, it's like 100 million each. So you could split it with 1,000 people, and that's still going to be $1 million each. Wouldn't that be a better way to run the lottery? Does anybody else but me ask why they don't do this? So the lottery bugs the living crap out of me. And if they want to get taxes, this is how the government ought to get their taxes. Just do it willingly. Start a casino, make it like a casino. Say you don't like paying taxes? Well, let's just start, run the government like you get to bet. We'll make it fun. We'll make paying your taxes and losing all this money fun. Instead of just making you do it and you get nothing about it except, intimidation from the IRS. Just a thought, another solution to our problems. Probably be flush. You see how good these gambling areas do, right? Like a Vegas casino. So if the government was run like a Vegas casino, we'd be in the black in no time. And voluntarily, people spending their money voluntarily. Are we going to have that conversation? No. These mainstream media clowns, I mean, you can just imagine what it's like behind the scenes of these. Listen, the boss of the mainstream media spokesman, whoever that may be, is told in the back room, look, this is a story, and this is the way we want you to portray it, and this is the spin we want. Remember, you're getting millions of dollars here for telling, I'm your boss, I'm your master. Okay, and this is how you're going to say it. And no, and if you, as a reporter, as a journalist, as a mainstream media spokesperson, you say no. What about this other stuff that I think is important? No, that's a non-issue. We're not going to go. We're not. No, and you don't get any explanation. But that's how the whole system is run. That's why we're so mind deaf. You got groups like the Bilderberger Group behind the scenes at the very top of this pyramid. They're the grand puppeteers pulling the strings, the money printing class. These are the ones that are manipulating us 6 ways to Sunday, up one side and down the other, and to the nth degree, and just keeps on going. This is the trajectory. Just keep on hoodwinking the public and taking them down this path of death and destruction and failure. It's never going to work, but we're going to keep beating our heads against the wall and keeping them convinced and stupid, believing that it will work, that their problem is just the opposite political party. And if you could ever just get your party entrenched in there, then, they're going to turn it around. It's just madness. The rule of the day is madness. On to some thoughts from this past week. Life's not fun when you're in a hurry. In fact, nothing is fun when you're in a hurry. When considering which gender maintains the most power, always remember that the female of the species has the power to literally extinct the race, the species. What hope is there of extricating oneself from tyranny if one is oblivious to the fact that they are being tyrannized or how they are being tyrannized? Whenever driving, especially motorcycles, always assume that other drivers actually are that stupid. You wouldn't believe how many people have just pulled out, made left turns right in front of me. Just blow you, man. Just slam on your brakes, man. It's like not paying attention for 1/2 of a second, 1/10 of a second. And I've been in an accident. It wouldn't have been my fault. But I've avoided a lot of accidents just by being really vigilant and expecting the utterly most stupid thing to be done right in front of me, right next to me, all around me. And when you're driving, I suggest that you be vigilant of that as well. It was and is God that gave us the ability to procreate, to populate the earth. Does it not stand to reason to suggest that it is also God whom is responsible for controlling human population and not mere humans? The trick to alleviating your concerns regarding overpopulation is to first of all believe and trust in a higher power, i.e., a creator, God Almighty. Beyond that, at least use your God-given ability to imagine, to think of answers to the problems you see, perceive, and believe about overpopulation.